Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cara Borealis. Today, we're going to finish up on what we touched on yesterday, the universal laws. We went over 6 of them today, and we're going to go over the remaining 6 today. And here at Cara Borealis, our goal is to help you expand your consciousness and simplify your mind, live your life with less stress and more joy. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first law that we're looking at is the law of attraction. This law is huge, actually. It's the one you're going to find the most content on YouTube. If you look up the law of attraction, you're going to find endless videos on how people created their dream lives or how people are manifesting every day because of the law of attraction. It's a thing that many people have embraced in their lives, and they're seeing the fruits of it. The law is embraced by quantum physicists, esteemed personalities, and so many more people. Basically, the gist of it is what you focus on, you attract. At a simple level, you think positive thoughts, and positivity will ripple back towards you. And the same goes for negativity. But the trap here is it's not just thinking better thoughts, it's through active visualization. You have to see the idea of what you want as already true, as something that is already in your field or already in your life. You have to be able to feel gratitude for these things that are already there. This is when you see your goals as already accomplished, and that it's just natural for you to be in that state where it's already been achieved. And this isn't going into like a job interview and saying, oh man, I hope I get the job. I hope I get the job. I hope I get the job. Because what you focus on, you attract. So if you're focusing on, I hope I get the job, the hope in this is saying that there's a chance that you don't get it. At this point, you're focusing on the lack of you being able to get the job. And lack is a thing that exists in this universe. Yeah, it's really just about visualizing the life you want to live, seeing it as true, feeling gratitude for it as if it's already there, not saying, I want, because if you want, you're emphasizing that you don't have. So the key for this one is to stop wishing and to start visualizing. The perfect times to do this are right when you wake up or right when you go to bed, when your brain is still in different levels of brainwave activity. It's a lot easier to access the subconscious in this way. So start taking aligned action and trust in the destination. And the next one, this sounds a little scary, but it's a lot simpler than you think. It's the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. So, you know Einstein's phrase, E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times the speed of light. So this means energy, matter are interconvertible. So you can change energy into mass and you can change mass into energy. And it's important to know that all energy is in a constant state of movement and change. Think of it like this. Let's take water, for example. At water's base level, it's a liquid, right? When you freeze it, it becomes a solid. And when you heat it up, it becomes a gas. So the water, although it's the same molecules, can come in different forms. The same goes for our thoughts. What we think is a form of energy, and we have the ability to direct our energy into potential outcomes. The key to this one is mindful control of your energy. So like we touched on before, if something happens to you, let's say you drop a $5 bill out of your pocket and then you try to find it later and it's not there, and then you're just stressing out about how that $5 would have been lunch or something, and you're just getting yourself down all day. The more you think about that, the more it transmutes into our external reality and begins to manifest into something else, like someone cutting us off at the grocery store or someone taking our parking spot. So try to be mindful of what you're thinking about and don't let the negativity of everyday life just consume your mind. Next, we're going to talk about the law of relativity. And first, I have a quote from Martin Seligman. Authentic happiness flourishes not through comparisons, but through embracing gratitude for our own unique journey. What this means is that everyone's on their own unique journey in life, and everyone is going to have different perspectives about everything that they come in contact with. Let's say $100 could look really good to someone who's struggling with financial problems, but it just looks so small and insignificant to a millionaire. Everything means something different to everyone else. So the trap here is when you start comparing yourself to others. When you compare your highs to their lows, it's only gonna work to bring you down and make you question your life. So the key here is to stop comparing and to start appreciating what you have. Because on the flip side, maybe someone in a different country would give up so much just to be where you are right now. And now we're gonna look at number 10, the law of polarity. I know this one as the law of duality, stating that as much as on one side of any pole, there will always be an equal and opposite amount on the other side. So let's say light and dark, hot and cold, good and bad. One can't exist without the other, but there will always be an equal amount on both sides. However, this doesn't mean that if you're working on positivity, you're only going to get negativity. That's something that we'll cover in tomorrow's video, but there is a little tip here. If you allow negativity in your life, you're creating the space for positivity to come from it. Like if you choose to take the box at the grocery store that's a little beat up instead of the one that's pristine, or giving up the parking spot in the grocery store to the person who came after you, or maybe even just giving up your spot in line, letting someone cut in front of you. If you allow some negativity to come in your life through the rule of duality, that's going to turn into positivity. And this is something that we're going to talk about tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So we'll just move on to the next one, which is number 11, the law of rhythm. There's a quote from the Kabbalion: everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. Basically, the way I understood this before I even knew about this law was life comes in waves. Life is always going to have its ups and it's always going to have its downs. These are inevitable no matter how your life looks at. No matter if you're a billionaire or if you're living on the street, life is always going to have its ups and downs. And to try to avoid this, you're basically stretching a rubber band back. And the more you're trying to hold on to your successes and you're trying to hold on to your highs, the more you're stretching that rubber band back until eventually it's going to give and it's going to snap back and throw you way under. So this is about making peace when life seems to throw everything at you. It's about learning to harmonize with the ups and downs of life, learning to accept when your life starts to go on one of those downswings, but just know that it'll come up right back after. And this is something I've known for years and I've been able to experience it myself. So I'm happy to talk about it. All this stuff is stuff that I've experienced in my life, and I actually wouldn't talk about anything that I don't personally believe in. So the more you can accept your failures, the more serene your life will become. And then on to the last one, number 12, which is the law of gender. And this isn't saying boys or girls, it's actually kind of different. In life, everything inherently has a masculine or feminine dominant trait to it. Let's say, for example, you were trying to grow a plant. So you take the seed, which is a masculine, and you put it in the soil, which is a feminine. Without one or the other, nothing's going to happen from that. The same goes for people. We all have our masculine traits and we all have our feminine traits. This is about finding the balance between them and harmonizing. If you have too much of one or the other, things will get out of balance really quick and it'll get pretty chaotic. Let's go back to the idea of sprouting the seed. If you put too many seeds inside a small plant, nothing's going to happen. And if it does, it's going to overcrowd and it's going to break. The same goes for us. So let's say within us, we have our creative energy, which is a feminine trait, and we have our action-taking energy, which is a masculine trait. Being able to find the balance here will help you create a fruitful and authentic life based on what you want to do in your life and who you're meant to be. Let's say we didn't work on the creative and we just worked and worked and worked. This is like doing carpentry or just working at a 9-to-5 job your entire life and not worrying about creating anything, just working, just focusing on the masculine. You know where that leads. And let's say we're focusing on being creative, but we're not taking any action. That doesn't lead anywhere, because what are you doing? You're literally not doing anything. You're just thinking about it. But finding the balance between taking action and being creative, you'll start to create a life for yourself that's the life that you want, the life you're meant to have, and the life that's more authentic to you. When you can harbor both of these energies within you, you can move through your life with more balance and serenity. So let's look how we can apply these in our regular lives. We can practice gratitude and visualization through the law of attraction. We can reframe the challenges in our lives into lessons through the law of relativity, stating that what would someone else do who was better off in my position, who was going through this? And then honor your need for rest in your downswings. This is through the law of rhythm. When you follow these universal laws, you flow with life instead of resisting it, unlocking a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. So which one of these stuck out to you the most? Which one can you start working on more in your life right now? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to read it. Personally, I love the law of polarity, the law of duality. That's helped me understand a lot, but we're going to get into why that's so important tomorrow. Maybe the law of attraction. That's one that so many people focus on, and so many people claim they've manifested their dream lives because they focused on the law of attraction. They stopped wanting and they started visualizing. So maybe that's something you could start doing too. I'm really happy to have gone through this video. This would be video number 7. Thank you so much for everyone who's been here, who's watched the videos, who's given likes, who's subscribed, who's shared with their friends. That doesn't mean you can stop. Keep doing it, please. Appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one tomorrow when we're going to look at the different dimensions of consciousness. I'm excited. Thank you.